Powers of X issue 4 heads back to year 1, where Xavier and Magneto go to Bar Sinister, telling the guard that they wish to speak with Nathaniel Essex. The guard, one of Sinister's clones, wonders which one they mean, going on about how Magneto won't be welcome in Sinister's court. Erik doesn't care, throwing the clone away and forcing him to escort them or suffer the consequences. Going to the court of Sinister, the real Mr. Sinister talks about how much he loves Magneto's amazing cape, and how he should wear one. He has one of his servants executed for forgetting to tell him to wear a cape as he gets down to business. Xavier says that he wants them to help one another since they are aware of his dabbling in genetics. Sinister is well aware of the amazing work he does, and Erik tells him that they know of the catalogue of the world's DNA he is building. Xavier suggests a slight deviation from his plan. He can continue to work on his indexing, but they need him to prioritize making a comprehensive database of all mutant DNA as a redundancy. Sinister wants to know why he should, and Erik says that he sees the future, and the mutantdom is Sinister's. Sinister says that he didn't like the result of adding the aberrant gene into his genetic structure, and he won't tolerate what they have planned. He is suddenly killed by the one true Mr. Sinister, who says that he will tolerate it. He says that he loves the men's ambitions and wants to know what's next for their secret confederacy. Xavier says that he needs to begin the good work and then forget why he is doing it, and that they were never there, and he won't remember any of this until Xavier makes him remember. Months later, Xavier and Cypher go to an island. Douglas loves the island and thinks this is a vacation, but Charles soon tells him that it is Krakoa. Cypher isn't too happy now that he's on the island where mutants go to die, and Xavier says that Krakoa isn't their adversary anymore, and he was able to telepathically make a connection with it, building a relationship with the mutant island. Xavier takes Cypher deep into the island, wanting him to meet said island. They soon arrive at a giant face of Krakoa, who talks in a strange language. Cypher immediately decodes it, but needs more time to get its intricacies down pat, and Xavier knows that the island is sad, but Cypher knows he is using his powers to see what the island is thinking, but isn't talking with it on a complex, nuanced level, and while the island is sad, it's more complicated than that. Cypher touches the rock face, learning it was once called Okara, the one land, and was ancient before the world even existed, but it was still young. Soon, the sword of the enemy cut through the world and it became two entities, Arakko and Krakoa, and from the cracks poured the enemy. Luckily, Apocalypse, the first mutant, defended the world, defeating Arakko and set his 4 horsemen to guard the land, sealing it in the chasm. Because of this, Krakoa remains half of something whole, now and forever. Later, Cypher is still looking over the beautiful island as Xavier wonders if he minds spending time on the island, and Cypher knows Professor X has plans, so Xavier shows him them, letting the mutant in on his ambitious mission. Xavier asks how long it will take for him to get to work, learning maybe about a year until he's cracked everything. Throwing Douglas his bag, Charles tells him to get to work. 1,000 years into the future, the librarian talks with the Phalanx, ready for the conversion process. The being hopes that they will ascend as the Phalanx grabs the world mind, turning it to dust and absorbing it. The librarian wonders if it worked, and if it does, the being will know the sequence. Phalanx accesses the sequence, confirming it worked as it disintegrates, forming a huge black world mind, which awaits the Elder's response. The librarian doesn't understand, learning from another librarian that the Phalanx are the forerunners of a galactic empire that has dominion over the known universe, and has the ability to integrate any machine intelligence into its collective, and after a while, if that intelligence is found worthy, it will ascend and be part of the greater collective. The librarian knows the Phalanx finds them useful, but wonders why his partner isn't celebrating. The woman says the process does not work with biological entities, so the Elder made a host machine to copy himself into, and the Phalanx just absorbed it. The librarian wonders if they are trying to trick the Phalanx, but the woman says no, they just want to find a way around the problem, and now they need to wait to see if it finds them acceptable. Powers of X issue 4 was another damn awesome issue that further explored the origins of Xavier's bold new regime and gave a little more explanation on Krakoa and its place in that regime. It's really cool that Cypher is actually getting things to do and getting to use his powers in really cool ways. Also, I'm not not sure if it's confirmed yet or whether it's a theory out there, but Cypher definitely has some relation to the Phalanx, or this version of the Phalanx anyway, since they share the same weird arm pattern designs. I noticed that this issue, I'm not sure whether it's been confirmed or denied yet, but it's very interesting that they do share that one design feature. Xavier's plan is still pretty secretive in most aspects, and it keeps getting more and more sinister, pun intended, since he's now getting ready to clone his mutants, which I'm hoping does come to light to the other heroes of the world as well as the mutants themselves, because I don't think they know they are being cloned. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens then. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.